Today I'm going to show you how to build a headboard and how to give it two completely different looks. This video is sponsored by Brooklinen, maker of stylish luxury grade linens at an affordable price. I came up with the design for this headboard when I first moved into my LA apartment. I had bought a really plain bed frame that didn't have a headboard, so I wanted to build something that was easy and that had legs so it could be wedged between the bed frame and the wall and not require to be screwed into anything. I also wanted an upholstered headboard so the structure didn't have to look pretty. To build it, I chose 1/4 inch thick floor underlayment, mainly because it's inexpensive and light. And having it cut at the hardware store was very helpful to have it fit in my car. Adding 1x3s to the sides and the middle connected the pieces together and made the structure much sturdier. For the legs, I used inexpensive 1x2 furring strips. I did have to sort through a lot of crooked ones before finding ones that I could use. They need to be straight so that they follow the edge of the headboard. By attaching them so that they're flush with the edge, it also made the sides look a lot thicker. With the structure done, I started to upholster it by first gluing batting to the front and sides. I chose burlap panels and ribbon to cover it up, but any fabric would work. I started at the top by stapling a row of ribbon and then stapled the panels, leaving a space slightly smaller than the width of the ribbon. Then I covered up the space with some ribbon, stapling the sides and then using peel and stick double-sided fabric fuse tape to secure it in place. Much faster and easier than sewing. The last touches were adding decorative nails to the sides and some cardboard along the edges for a cleaner look. I also stapled large 3M command strips along the edge of the headboard to secure it to the wall. They're more than enough to prevent the headboard from falling over since the legs take the weight of the headboard and the bed and mattress keep the bottom of it from moving. I'll put links to all the materials that I used to make this project in the video description below. I really like this headboard and I kept it for years, but over time the burlap got discolored because I hadn't used a UV protectant spray on it. Now it's not that noticeable, but I thought it was a good excuse to change things up and give my headboard a completely different look. The first order of business was to take the headboard to my workshop, which also happens to be my dining room, and remove all the upholstery to get a clean slate. I put in an awful lot of staples, so it's going to take me a while to take all of those out. So while I'm busy doing that, let me tell you more about Brooklinen, the sponsor of this video. They sent me this beautifully packaged luxe bundle with everything that I need to give my bed a new look. I chose a dark gray duvet cover with matching pillowcases and a set of white sheets that also come with pillowcases. And I love all the thoughtful design touches like labeling the sides of the fitted sheet. No more guessing which side is which. They even included laundry detergent for the first wash. These bed linens feel so amazingly soft and luxurious and will definitely upgrade my sleeping experience. If you're thinking of getting these amazing sheets, you'll want to jump on this offer. The first 100 people to buy the Luxe or Classic bundle using my code will get $20 off plus free shipping. I'll put all the details and the link in the video description below. Now back to the project. With all the staples gone, I was finally able to remove all the upholstery and have a blank slate for my new headboard design. This time I wanted something that was more sleek and upscale, like something that you would see in a boutique hotel. This new headboard design was inspired by an old project that I did a while back where I built wall panels to hide an ugly wall. Just like for the other panels, I used 1/4 inch thick floor underlayment, picking the nicest piece that I could find. Again, it was very helpful to have this cut at the hardware store to make it easier to bring home. I built 3 panels by attaching 1x2 furring strips around the edges with 1-inch screws. Because the thickness of the materials isn't always uniform, sometimes the tip of the screw would pierce the front. So I was careful to drive in the screws very slowly and just retract them a bit if needed. Another way to go would be to use wood glue and clamps, but that does make it more difficult to take things apart later if you wanted to do that. I installed the 1x2 so that they stick out by about 1/4 inch to create a ledge for the screen molding to rest on. I dry fitted all the panels and checked that the screen molding fit. Everything lined up, so I was good to go to attach the panels to the headboard. The next step was to seal the wood, so I sanded the panels before putting on the first coat of shellac. Another option to protect the wood is tung oil. It won't darken the wood as much and it has a more matte finish. I ended up putting on 2 coats of the shellac, and you'll get a much nicer finish if you sand in between coats. The molding was slightly too long in one spot, but a little bit of sanding took care of that, and some hot glue secured the molding in place. I didn't have any iron-on wood edging that was wide enough to cover up the sides, so I used a hot glue gun to glue a thin strip of basswood that I got at the craft store. I trimmed off the excess on the sides, doing this section by section and being really careful not to touch the front of the headboard. It definitely would have been a better idea to finish the sides before putting the shellac on the panels. Now that it's finished, it's time to see how it looks in the room. The headboard is a bit heavier now because of the added wood panels, so this time I used furniture sliders to move it and to slide it into place. I attached the 3M command strips to line up with the ones on the wall, slid the bed in place, and voila! The new headboard is installed. I love the contrast of the wood against the white sheets and the dark gray duvet cover. And an added bonus of this color scheme is that it coordinates really nicely with my cat. I love this project because I was able to take something that I already had and to reinvent it into something new and beautiful. And having this new headboard has inspired me to make over the rest of my bedroom. And I'll be sharing that with you in a new video coming out really soon. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss that video. And it's also important to ring that bell, which will give you a notification when the video comes out. If you're looking for more renter-friendly bedroom ideas, you can watch this video here. And if you're looking to find out what I'm up to day to day, follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching and see you next time.